everybody, and welcome back to Welcome Grove Homestead. I'm sitting here hanging out with my buddy Java. Hi buddy. He's such a sweet boy. We especially want to be handling him a lot before he gets to be a big stinky nasty buck, because it's a lot easier to handle a friendly stinky nasty buck than an unfriendly stinky nasty buck. We've got another project coming up that we're pretty excited about because it's going to mean a little more comfort for ourselves. We've been planning it now for a couple of weeks, and now we're finally ready to start moving forward on it, and that is going to be, as you actually heard David mention in a previous video, a chick room. So we got to get Mr. Java put away, huh sir? And then we got to get started on this project. But who doesn't want to pet this little baby goat face? Especially while it's still not stinky, or relatively not stinky. He's starting to experiment. He's starting to get that kind of oily buck fur. So, gotta appreciate while he still has his baby fur.
Hey babe, you're supposed to be putting your goat away.
But I don't want to. Look at how sweet and snuggly he is.
You ready for an actual project?
Fine.
I did just get home from work and all.
Fine. It's not like I do anything all day.
Yes. Just
Languishing around,
lazing about the
waiting
farm.
for David to come home. Ah, you're due for another hoof trim.
Another day. Come on, let's do a chick room.
All right.
So while Amanda's putting away Java, I will kind of give you an idea of what we're going to be doing. So just adjacent to our chicken coop and our goat pen, we have another little 6 foot by roughly 30 foot. I think it's like 28. Little, I guess, a storage room, a portion of a barn, whatever you might call this. Part of our project is going to be to put some netting up on top. If you look, there's some rafters. So since these will be for small babies, we want to make it critter proof. And so we're going to put some chicken netting up here. And that will allow us to kind of know that the babies are going to be secure in this area. We also have some floor rot that we're going to have to replace on floorboards, which you can't see the giant spot, but right under that big board, well, let's just say that maintenance wasn't a huge priority in the upkeep of this place. It was more like just band-aid it and cover it. And I think that's one of the tasks that we're going to be met with most on these projects, as we kind of renovate, just to kind of get it to a point where we can use it. Sometimes it's going to take, oh, look at that. So.
What's behind door number 2?
Yeah, that's dry rot. That's not good. So that floor is going to have to be cut up, and we will put some new boards down or figure out what the best options are so that we can make sure we preserve our new project. Right, babe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, excuse me, I was talking.
Laziness.
Someone left a Farm Fresh butt nugget right there waiting for everyone to see it and admire it, I guess. I'm not sure. Couldn't make it to the box. Well, sending a child after it. Okay, dude, it is not time to be crowing. It's time to be working. Speaking of which, I gotta get to it.
Hey there, darling.
Hey.
What you doing?
I was just contemplating if I could cut wire with a chainsaw.
Excuse me?
This is a lot of little snips. Oh, you got that? We're almost done cutting this chicken wire, at which point we will finish tacking the ceiling in. The interesting thing about chicken wire is it's very sharp, so if I do this too recklessly, one of us is getting stabbed. And I, for one, hope it's not me. Of course, he's the one that's saving my face right now. And let's be honest, this is the money maker. No, we're about to tack the rest of this up.
Don't hurt the talent.
Yes. It's a really good thing that this isn't the talent for this channel. No, we're gonna tack this up, finish critter proofing this, hopefully before some thunderstorms start. So we'll see if that's accurate or not. Tomorrow, we anticipate putting a door up on this, maybe even a floor. Obviously, the floor is probably the more important thing since we have dry rot and we got to put a door on the floor. So we'll probably start with this section, but we got a couple boards in the back that have like dry rot and definitely need to be tacked down pretty good. So kind of as we go, we're gonna see what other things we uncover, but we're making good progress. And huge thanks to Amanda's dad, Dale, who has cleared out this whole chicken room. Our little horse, the one that came with the property, is gonna have to find a new place, a new stall to live in. Maybe a dump.
His name is Rocky.
Oh.
I think put him by the mailbox. That's your mascot.
He's our Welcome Grove mascot. All right, here we go. All right, so we finished the top of the wire. We got all the chicken wire installed, and we are gonna move on to doing something, I guess, that you couldn't do in just the average, everyday world. When we got this farm, we had a giant tobacco barn on it, a milking barn that they stored tobacco in, and part of raising tobacco back in the day was that it has to hang dry. And so the barn had a giant stack of tobacco hanging sticks. So I'm gonna show you what those look like. So a lot of these sticks here were used, they're not made of tobacco, but they were used to hang tobacco. They are literally just strips of wood that they would put up in the rafters and hang the plant off to dry and then take it to market. So they're, you know, about anywhere from 3 feet to 4 feet. We found a couple that are like 5 or 6 feet long, which is kind of cool. But we're gonna use these and run them along the top of the wire and just drill some screws through. And that will kind of give us a very solid area of contact for that wire so that we're not having things slip through or having loose areas. It'll help us keep the roof tight. And that way, in 3 months, we're not wishing we had done a nicer job or a tighter job or whatever. We're trying to invest a little more in something that'll last a while. So that's the goal right now. So we're gonna put some screws in these and put them up on the wall and tighten that wire down. Hey, we got our wire done. Hooray. That's a big accomplishment, right? Got that part of the project done. Before dark, before the rain, hallelujah. Tomorrow we are gonna put a door here, a floor here. I think one last thing I'm gonna do before we lose all the light is put some foam in some of the gaps, just to make sure that that is nice and dry and I can shave it tomorrow. And as you can see, there's some areas like here that, yeah, mice could get in there, and we want to try to limit as much as we can. Obviously, there's gonna be some mice that are just gonna be able to go through the chicken wire. We're not gonna stop all the tiny critters, but we're gonna do our darndest to make sure it's critter-proof.
Insects the chickens will eat.
This is very true. Chickens will even eat the mice. The baby chickens, they might have a harder time with that, though.
Yeah.
So, goal is to protect them when they're in here, so we're gonna do our best. Next, we're gonna work on this floor. As you can see, there's a dog on it. Nah, calm down, buddy. All right, as you can see, there is some dry rot. That is, well, it's seen better days. So, also the support board here also has seen better days. So we are gonna go ahead and cut out this rotten board. If you're not familiar, dry rot is really bad for your wooden barn structures or even your house. So I'm not able to just put fresh boards over the rotten stuff. I actually have to cut it out. So that is our project right now. You can see some of these 4x4s. We have just basically got one screw holding these up. And that was so that we could get a measurement of what our door is gonna look like, which we have now, and we have all the materials for it. So we're gonna put the floor in. Of course, we're gonna take these down first, then put the door in after all the flooring is completed. So.
Time for our nerd moment of the day.
Hey.
What is dry rot? Dry rot is actually a fungus. It's not
a fungus among us. Sorry.
It's not a specific type of fungus. It's actually one of any number of fungi that can infect the wood in a structure, or even it has been described for ship damage. But it is basically fungus got into the wood and it deteriorated it, and there is no obvious apparent signs of moisture on the wood when it is discovered, thus it is called dry rot. But fungus needs moisture to grow, so that means that at some point that wood did get moistened, wet, to propagate and allow that fungus to grow on the surface of the wood and thereby make it weaker. So that is what dry rot is, and that is what happened to these planks. Is that over there?
Yeah.
Walk the plank!
Basically, rain coming in at some point introduced
Moisture.
moisture, and that moisture, whether it dried or not, eventually that fungus took over. Now it's time for your dad joke moment of the day with David. So there were these two mushrooms, and they walked into a bar. And they wanted to get a drink, and the bartender says, "No, I don't serve mushrooms." And the mushroom says, "Why?" He says, "We don't serve mushrooms." And he said, "Why? I'm a fun guy." And this is my buddy, Fun Gus.
Oh, was that it?
That was it. Well, I think we've cut out all the dry rot, or most of it. We're going to treat the stuff that is really just existing still because it's supporting the whole building. We're realizing that there's some that is just not going to be able to be cut out because too much of the building rests on it. It's more like treat it, support it in other ways, cut it out where you can, and that's what we're doing. One of the plans kind of changed as far as how far out we're going because the entire front board, which we could see was rotted, a little bit, it was actually rotted a lot of it, and so we are going to shorten the room by 2 feet, and we're going to put a 2-foot shelf above the door, which provides some secure storage, but will also mean less, danger when you're coming in due to rotted boards or unsupported first steps. So.
Congratulations, sweetie. It's a floor.
It's a floor.
Yeah.
I always wanted a floor.
It's not a perfect floor, but it's a better floor.
You shut your mouth. It's perfect in my eyes. It's me, Mario.
Wow.
Okay, it's not me, Mario. It's me, Davido.
That's
Davido.
okay, Mario.
Well, we are now fashioning a door for our doorway. The goal here is to figure out how to make a door that fits in a space that is not entirely square. We're finding that these old barns have settled some, and so when you're making a square door, it's not exactly square, no matter it's level. So these are we have a level floor, we have a level.
That wasn't the attention to detail you would have thought when they built it.
Yeah. So anyway, we just got it all put together, and now we're taking it apart to tweak it a little bit so it fits. It's so silly, but that's where we're at, and I guess you'll see our finished door in a minute, because that's all it's going to take for you to see a door. Okay, so now we know it's square, and we can put the rest of it together. So we're going to have some wood on the bottom, screen on the top, and then on this side of the screen, a couple supports so it doesn't dance, tweak, twist, chop. I may be going a little delirious in my overalls.
And your
Speaking of which, I'm wearing overalls. How farmer is that?
You're wearing, yeah, but you're wearing a polo shirt with overalls, so.
Don't judge my methods. Let's see you building a door. I haven't seen me building a door either.
Good on ya. Look at that.
Pretty fancy.
It's a fancy door. We actually have enclosed the brooder room.
Very exciting because this will allow us to get chickens out of the basement, guinea geese out of the basement, turkey babies out of the basement. Basically, just get rid of things in the basement. Children, they have to stay in the
It's gonna
basement.
get a lot less smelly in there. I mean, the children will still be in there, so it'll still smell. But.
Yeah, they're very stinky children.
I'm right here.
Now we're thrilled that it's all finished up, and this door is, I'll call it pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
It is pretty.
Very pretty. And yeah, thrilled to have it all be done. And it's been a long day. I'm ready for some
It's
relaxation.
been like 3 days.
It's been a long 3 days. Yeah, that's true. We have a few final touches for this thing before we're actually ready to put chickens in it. A little bit of sanding on some plywood edges. We got to cut a little bit of some of the screws we used were a little bit too long, so we're going to cut those off with a multi-tool or a router, something like that. And ultimately sweep it out and just get it all nice and clean for chickens.
Yep, get it ready.
Hopefully by the time I come home from work tomorrow, there'll be birds in there. Let's set a present. I have to go to work tomorrow.
Sorry.
For those of you who have wondered, yes, I do work outside the home, so my weekends are doing things like this.
Yep.
And evenings. But I'm looking forward to it because we have some like projects coming up, like haying again for our fall haying, and once this is done, we literally walked around the whole farm. We're like, okay, we're gonna put this here and do this here. So thanks for hanging out with us. I just want to say thank you to my father-in-law Dale. In the chicken room, hanging out. It was great to work alongside him for this project, and looking forward to many more.
Now it's milking time.
Yes.
And grain time, thus
Yes.
all the yelling goats.
That's
They're
it.
like, time to hook us up with some grain.
That's right.
So now I gotta go do that.
Well, as always, this is your country nerd with a goat herd
They're
Chicken
yelling.
flock.
and a chicken room
Chicken flock.
and a chicken flock, some guineas, some pigs,
Sure.
but mostly the goat herd.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. Saying,
You can grow
Where you're planted.